Hello and welcome to Fast and Factual and Firstpost. Here's a roundup of stories from across the world. The United States has warned it will launch more strikes against Iran-backed troops in West Asia. That's according to the U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan. Sullivan said this during a media interview. Last week, U.S. military hit Tehran-backed troops in Iraq and Syria. Washington struck more than 85 targets linked to Iran's Revolutionary Guard and militias it backs. This was in retaliation for a deadly attack on U.S. troops in Jordan last month. Iraqi officials visited the bases of Popular Mobilization Forces after they were targeted by U.S. airstrikes. Iraq has accused U.S. of violating the United Nations Charter and international norms. Officials say civilians were among those killed in U.S. strikes. The latest strikes are a sign of escalation in the conflict that is spreading across West Asia. The US and Britain struck 36 Houthi sites in Yemen in a second wave of assaults. In addition to the strikes on Saturday, US Central Command says it conducted further strikes on Sunday. The US and UK said the strikes were conducted in self-defense against an imminent attack by the Houthis. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is making his fifth urgent trip to West Asia since the Israel-Hamas war broke out. Blinken will travel to Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Qatar, Israel and the West Bank. He is there to discuss the release of remaining hostages under Hamas and a ceasefire deal. According to reports, the ceasefire proposal under discussion would pause fighting for an initial 6 weeks as Hamas frees hostages in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said that the army has destroyed most of Hamas. Moreover, he has vowed to deal with the ones remaining in southern Gaza, including Rafah. The United Nations has warned that Rafah is a quote-unquote pressure cooker of despair. Thousands of people have been fleeing into Rafah from Khan Yunis and other parts of Gaza that came under attack by Israel. The Israeli military has released footage of claiming to show raids on a local Hamas headquarters in the Khan Yunis. Footage showed troops inside a tunnel as well as buildings. The army said it was Hamas's training facility. The IDF said it also searched the office of Mohammed Sinwar, the brother of Hamas leader in Gaza, Yahya Sinwar. At least 7 people were killed and 15 others injured in an Israeli strike in Gaza's Deir al-Balah. Paramedics brought the dead and injured to a central Gaza hospital. According to Gaza's health ministry, the total death toll in the enclave has crossed 27,000. The United States Senate has unveiled a $118 billion bipartisan bill. The bill aims to boost border security and provide wartime aid for Israel and Ukraine. The Biden administration has been pushing the Senate to resupply Ukraine with wartime aid. However, they've been facing resistance from conservative Republican lawmakers. Republicans are instead insisting on measures to tackle illegal immigration at the border with Mexico. Ukrainian shelling killed at least 28 people at a bakery in the Russian-occupied city of Lysychansk. This is according to the Russian-installed official in the region. He added that at least 1 child was among those killed. A further 10 people were rescued from under the rubble by emergency services. President Nayib Bukele has been declared winner of El Salvador's national elections. He won by a landslide margin of about 80%. Bukele was the favorite to win another 5-year term after an improvement in security in the country. The voters' choice came despite concerns over eroding democracy in the Central American country. Two people died following an early morning shooting in the U.S. city of Denver. Police said that the shooting appeared to stem from a confrontation at a house party. A scuffle broke out between attendees and some who were not invited. Australian writer Yang Hengjun has been handed down a suspended death sentence by China. Yang was detained in China on espionage charges in 2019. His sentence could be commuted to life imprisonment for good behavior. Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong has condemned the sentence. Wong said, and I quote, "The Australian government is appalled by this outcome." Senegalese police clashed with demonstrators in the capital city of Dakar yesterday. This was after protests broke out following the postponement of the upcoming presidential elections. Security forces used tear gas to disperse crowds. On Saturday, President Macky Sall indefinitely postponed the elections. Some opposition groups have called his move an institutional coup. Moving on to some climate news. In Chile, at least 112 people have been killed in wildfires that broke out 2 days ago in the central region of the country. Authorities say hundreds of people are still missing. Firefighters are battling to contain at least 161 fires that are currently raging across Chile. At least 8,000 hectares of forest and urban areas have been damaged by the fire. A storm battered parts of California with heavy rainfall and strong winds. The storm caused flooding and mudslides in various parts of the U.S. state. Over 300,000 people were without electricity after the storm made landfall. Officials in Southern California warned of a potentially devastating flooding and ordered evacuation. Several regions of Australia experienced a heat wave on the 4th of February. Authorities said the high temperatures elevate the risk of bushfires. Extreme fire danger warnings were issued for parts of South Australian states. The El Nino weather phenomena is causing such extreme weather events. Parts of eastern and central China are experiencing heavy snowfall. The consistent snowfall has disrupted the transportation system in the provinces of Anhui and Hubei. As a result of snowy and freezing conditions, over 95 highway toll stations reportedly remained shut. The services of 115 trains were suspended in Hejiang city. The snowfall is expected to reach up to 20 centimeters. India is now under an unusually late spell of winter season. Large swathes of the northwestern India are now covered in snow. Roads to Srinagar in the northern state of Jammu and Kashmir were cut off due to heavy snow. Avalanche alerts were also put out for 8 districts of the state. Meanwhile, India's capital Delhi experienced record rainfall. In contrast, parts of winter wonderland Switzerland have been left snowless. Some ski areas in the country were closed this season due to lack of snowfall in the mountains. Only a few patches of snow were visible due to the unusually mild temperature. Temperature typically drops to -1 degree Celsius in the Jura mountain region, but this year it is hovering at over 2 degrees Celsius. According to the UN, Switzerland is warming at twice the global average rate. In France's capital city of Paris, people owning bulky and polluting SUV cars will have to pay triple the usual parking fee. On the February 4th, Parisians voted in favor of tripling SUV parking rates through a referendum. The parking fee for cars which are more than 1,600 kilograms will be $19 for an hour. Paris aims to be a fully bikeable city. On to business and tech news. The U.S. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell has warned that the country's public debt is on an unsustainable fiscal path. Powell said that the debt is growing faster than the economy. As of now, the United States national debt stands at over $34 trillion. Iraq has banned 8 local banks from engaging in US dollar transactions. The banks have been banned from participating in the Iraqi central bank's daily dollar auction. The move aims to curb money laundering and alleged illegal uses of dollar by Iran and its allied militias. Paytm shares crashed around 10% in early morning trade today, hitting the lower circuit limit. Lower circuit is the minimum price on which a stock can be in a single day. It prevents stock prices from crashing beyond a certain percentage. The stock price crash comes after India's central bank imposed sweeping curbs on the firm's banking unit last week. Reports of alleged irregularities at Paytm Payments Bank have also put the firm under scanner. Societe Generale, France's third largest bank, is reportedly planning to cut around 900 jobs this year. Layoffs may primarily impact IT and support staff at the bank's Paris headquarters. The headcount reduction represents about 2% of bank's total French workforce. Byju's has reportedly put on hold its deal with footballer Lionel Messi. This comes amid a liquidity crisis at the troubled edtech firm. Byju's has roped in Messi as its global brand ambassador in 2022 for 3 years. Argentinian football star was estimated to receive $5 to $7 million per year under the deal. New manufacturing issues have reportedly emerged in the Boeing 737 MAX aircraft. This is expected to delay the delivery of some of the firm's orders. Boeing supplier Spirit Aerosystems has discovered 2 misdrilled holes on some airplane bodies. Boeing said that it is not an immediate flight safety issue and all 737S MAX jets can operate safely. Boeing has been under fire after a door panel blowout incident with a 737 MAX 9 jet in early January. Hyundai Motors is reportedly planning to list in the Indian stock market. Hyundai Motors is likely to go for a $3 billion initial public offering around Diwali this year. As per reports, Hyundai's IPO could be the country's biggest public issue so far. Hyundai is India's second largest car maker by sales after Maruti Suzuki. China's financially strained real estate firm Country Garden has received government support for its projects. Over 30 of the firm's projects are on the Chinese government's whitelist mechanism for financing support. Beijing had asked local authorities to compile lists of stalled projects for financing. The scheme aims to boost housing projects and stimulate growth in the debt-ridden real estate sector. Amazon founder Jeff Bezos plans to sell up to 50 million shares in the e-commerce firm. The company said that the stake sale will be completed by the end of January 2025. As of now, these shares are estimated to be worth over $8.6 billion at the current share price. Samsung's chairman Lee Jae-yong has been cleared in a 2015 merger case by a court in South Korea. The case involved merger between Samsung affiliates Samsung C&T and Chile Industries. Prosecutors had alleged that their deal was designed to solidify Lee's control on the tech group. The court said that the prosecution failed to prove that the merger was unlawful. Lee has already served a prison sentence for bribing South Korea's former president to approve the merger. Moving on to sports now. In cricket, India beat England by 106 runs in the second test to level the series 1-all. Shubman Gill smashed a century to help India set a 399-run target for England on day 3 of the second test. Gill knocked 100 on off just 147 deliveries. Meanwhile, Indian all-rounders Akshar Patel chipped in with 47 and Ravichandran Ashwin scored 29. England were all out for 292 in the second session on day 4. India and England are currently engaged in a 5-match test series. India's Jasprit Bumrah bundled out England's top order during the second test against England. He claimed a sensational 6-wicket haul and dedicated his feat to his son. Bumrah's dismissals included key English batters like Joe Root, Ollie Pope, Johnny Bairstow and Ben Stokes. With that, Bumrah became the fastest Indian pacer to pick up 150 test wickets. Australia's cricket board has announced that the opening batter Travis Head won't be part of Australia's white ball campaign against West Indies. Head did not feature in the second ODI and will not be playing in the final one either. He will also be missing the 3-match T20 international series against West Indies that follow after the ODI series. Cricket Australia directed Head to turn to Adelaide for a break ahead of Australia's campaign against New Zealand that starts later this month. Australia beat West Indies by 83 runs in Sydney yesterday to seal the 3-match ODI series 2-0. Australia, who were put to bat first, notched 258 runs in 50 overs. West Indies were off to a great start with Alzarri Joseph claiming 2 wickets in the first 3 overs. Australia's Sean Abbott, who came in at number 8, stabilised the innings with a bat and he hit 69 of 63 deliveries. Abbott also claimed 3 wickets for 40 runs when the visitors were batting. The third and final ODI match will be held tomorrow in Canberra. In football, Argentine star Lionel Messi was benched with an hamstring injury when Inter Miami beat a local League 11 4-1 in a friendly match in Hong Kong. Thousands of angry fans who turned up to watch Messi in action demanded a refund from match organisers. Meanwhile, Inter Miami's owner David Beckham was booed during a speech. Reports claim that France's captain Kylian Mbappe will join Spanish giants Real Madrid. Mbappe had said last year that he would not renew his contract with PSG when it expires. This would allow him to join another club on a free transfer. The 25-year-old striker will reportedly announce a pre-contract agreement with Madrid next week. Football's international governing body FIFA announced the 2026 World Cup opener and final venues. The final will be held at the MetLife Stadium in the US state of New Jersey on the 19th of July. Meanwhile, the tournament opener will be hosted by Mexico City on June 11th. The competition has been expanded to 48 national teams from 32 and will have a total of 104 matches. Arsenal kept its title dreams alive with a 3-1 win against Liverpool in Premier League. With that, Arsenal reduced Liverpool's lead at the Premier League table by 2 points. Bukayo Saka gave Arsenal an early lead in the 14th minute, but an own goal from Gabriel in the added time of the first half levelled the scoring. Arsenal restored their lead with goals from Gabriel Martinelli. Liverpool's misery doubled as Ibrahima Konate was handed a red card for foul in the closing minutes. Leandro Trossard added a third in stoppage time for the Gunners to seal their win. India beat Pakistan 3-0 in their Davis Cup encounter in Islamabad. Yuki Bhamri and Saket Maineni's 6-2, 7-6 victory over Pakistan's Akil Khan and Muzammil Murtaza ensured India's spot in Davis Cup World Group 1. This was India's 8th consecutive win against Pakistan in Davis Cup. Kazakhstan's Alexander Bublik captured the Open Tour de France title yesterday after rallying past Borna Koric 5-7, 6-2, 6-3. The second-seeded Bublik reclaimed the trophy he won in 2022 at the indoor ATP 250. The match lasted for 2 hours and 18 minutes. He's become the first player in history to win an ATP Tour event, having lost the first set in each of his matches. Onto the world of entertainment, a historical Grammy Awards 2024 wrapped up on the 4th of February. Taylor Swift won her 13th Grammy Award for Best Pop Vocal Album for Midnights. Miley Cyrus won her career's first Grammy as the Best Pop Solo Performance, and her album Flowers also won the award for the Record of the Year category. Oppenheimer took home the award for the Best Score for Visual Media. Michelle Obama won the award for Best Audiobook, Narration and Storytelling Recording for The Light We Carry. In a shining moment for India, band Shakti's This Moment won the award for the Best Global Music Album. The fusion band comprises of musicians Shankar Mahadevan, Ustad Zakir Khan, Ganesh Rajagopalan and Selva Ganesh Vinayak Ram. Ustad Zakir Hussain also won the award for the Best Contemporary Instrumental Album. Along with Indian flutist Rakesh Chaurasia, Hussain also took home the award for the Best Instrumental Composition. Rapper Jay-Z slammed the Grammy Awards for snubbing Beyoncé by never giving her the award of Album of the Year. He said this while receiving the Dr. Dre Global Impact Award. Looking at his wife Beyoncé, he said, "She has more Grammys than everyone and never won an Album of the Year." Meanwhile, the grand event took a turn when rapper Killer Mike was arrested by the police at the ceremony. He won 3 awards for the categories like the Best Rap Song and Best Rap Album for Michael. According to reports, Mike was detained for an unspecified misdemeanor charge. Singer Billie Eilish is basking in the success of her Barbie song, What Was I Made For? The singer said when she was writing the song, she never imagined it to get so much recognition. She never expected to win 2 Grammy Awards for the song, is what she said. Paris Hilton announced at the Grammy Awards 2024 that she will be touring this year. Hilton is preparing to release an album this summer. The singer-actor also said that she will take her 2 kids along with her. Her son Phoenix is 1 year old and her daughter London was born in November last year. Australian actor Jacob Elordi is being investigated for allegedly assaulting a radio host. According to reports, the incident occurred on February 3rd at a hotel in Sydney. The actor was in Sydney to attend an awards ceremony scheduled for the 10th of February. American professional wrestler and actor John Cena has expressed his wish to work with singer Dua Lipa. He expressed a desire to star in a cop film with her. John Cena and Dua Lipa have previously also worked together in films like 2004's Argylle and 2023's Barbie. Streaming platform Apple TV Plus released a trailer for Snoopy Presents Welcome Home Franklin. The story revolves around the character of Franklin Armstrong, who moves to a new town and starts his life. The TV series will be streaming from the February 16th. DC CEO James Gunn recently watched the documentary Superman, the Christopher Reeve story. He wrote on social media that the film emotionally floored him. Gunn feels that the film can be enjoyed by anyone. He spoke about his experience while talking about the acquisition of the documentary by Warner Brothers Discovery. The documentary highlights Reeves' role in the 1978 Superman film and its 3 sequels.